Here are newly published lab tests showing what dosages of turkesterone most supplements actually contain, even from the main two brands Gorilla Mind and HTLT supplements. And this confirms that I was probably right and the results most people see from turkesterone is probably a placebo. To not get sued for defamation, all the previous and following statements are just my opinion and speculation and shouldn't be taken as facts. Now, in my video where I explained why the proposed mechanisms behind turkesterone are most likely bullshit, I also quickly discussed problems with the dosage and how most supplement companies really underdose their anti-steroids products by a lot. Turns out that this is the case for almost every turkesterone supplement out there. Someone from a reputable supplement company called Nootropics Depot failed multiple times to find a supplier that could sell turkesterone with a properly labeled dosage so that he could maybe sell it himself. But if even he couldn't find a supplier that would provide a properly dosed turkesterone, then how does everyone else? Well, turns out they don't. Let's start with Greg Doucette's HTLT Turk Builder. This person found that Turk Builder only contains 0.78 milligrams of turkesterone per capsule, which is 0.015% of the labeled dosage. And not only that, you're basically buying beta-ecdysterone, because instead it contained 15.48 milligrams of beta-ecdysterone, which is not the same as turkesterone. And even for ecdysterone, this is still a relatively low dose, by the way. And we also have a good reason to believe ecdysterone doesn't show promising potential if you have seen my last video. If you're going to make that many videos defending it and claiming that it works and isn't a placebo, you would think that you would be smart enough to properly test your own supplements first for only a little money. And Ben Escort told me it's about $250 to $500 for a lab test, because I initially wanted to test this myself, but I don't have the money for it, but these supplement companies definitely do. Now let's see what you're probably waiting for. Is Derek's Gorilla Mind turkesterone legit? Our guy at Nootropics Depot found that it only contains 0.44 milligrams of turkesterone and 5.34 milligrams of beta-ecdysterone per capsule. And this allows me to confidently say that people are seeing results from taking absolutely nothing. Derek did have his turkesterone tested, but if we take a look at the date, the test was done on the 23rd of February. And that seems like it's a bit too late. I feel like he needs to provide tests from before he launched his supplement to show he did do his due diligence and he really cares about what he puts out. Okay, now this is the fourth update I have to make to this video. I really hope it's the last change I have to make, but I really doubt it. Derek posted another test from March 2021, which is still not from before he launched all this. Now, the first test used UV-VIS, which is supposedly unreliable for plant compounds because it can't really separate two substances, like for example ecdysterone and turkesterone. And the test from the guy from Nootropics Depot used UPLC, and if there is one testing method that is super reliable, it's UPLC, and that in turn shows that UV-VIS is not that accurate. Now the second test is higher quality, but actually failed because this showed only 34.70 milligrams instead of 50 milligrams of the dose. It's also from the same company, which is a bit of a shady one since it has gotten an enforcement letter of the FDA, which is very serious. We also only got a document of the results from their calculations and not of the actual results from the test, like we got from Nootropics Depot. So maybe that company is actually purposefully using wrong methods to calculate, but we don't know. On top of that, you would think that he would post the best testing results so that we know that his supplements are in fact higher quality, because if 34 milligrams is the best test result he got, this seems very shady to me. Now Derek has since stated that his dose was never meant to contain 50 milligrams of turkesterone because he added another substance so that it's easier to absorb the turkesterone, and those two combined should be 50 milligrams. However, this does seem weird and a quickly made up excuse. If you're going to label your product with Ajuga turkestanica extract 500 milligrams and then add standardized to 10% turkesterone, you know everyone is reading it as 50 milligrams of turkesterone. Even Nootropics Depot, who has been doing this for 10 years, read it that way. If they're actually that misleading about the dose, imagine what else they could be misleading about. Like maybe how turkesterone is supposed to work? Just watch my latest video. Now we basically need to wait and see all the other tests that Derek has got from other testing companies. Because if he only did 1 or 2 proper tests and the other tests are also UV-VIS, it's possible that his suppliers started selling lower quality turkesterone at a certain point and that Derek didn't know this. But if that's the case, it would confirm that most results people saw are actually from a placebo. Oh, and the owner of Nootropics Depot also posted a picture proving that he has the turkesterone supplement from Derek and that he probably didn't fake his test. Most comments from Derek and Nootropics Depot were made underneath Sika's strength YouTube video and a Reddit post, which I will link in the description. Oh, and if Derek and Greg stay radio silent and don't provide any past test results, you can almost be certain that turkesterone is bunk and that they just want your money. Now, the person who posted these results has been trying to find suppliers that provide actual proper turkesterone, but none of them have passed the quality test, which means that no one is probably actually able to properly sell turkesterone. And yes, you heard this right, even if you wanted to, you probably can't buy turkesterone. This all supports the idea that all of this is a placebo even more. Now, it could be the case that extremely small doses of HTLT work, but if you watched my video, you would know that this is highly unlikely. Now, you make up your own mind, but to me it's clear since there are already a lot of shady things around turkesterone. All in all, I think this is a first win for all the science-based creators being very skeptical of turkesterone, and I believe more science-based evidence will come to light, putting an end to all this turkesterone bullshit. And if you want to see all the other issues with turkesterone, make sure to watch this video right now, and I will also put the company's website in the description because I do think that they deserve some recognition for calling out the bullshit in this supplement industry. But I really don't know if their products work or not because they do sell HTLT, so you do your own research.